My name is Sarah. Welcome to the It is a Sarah podcast. Today it is Monday, May 26, 2025, and in this episode I want to share my handwerk perikelen, that's a Dutch word for crafty adventures, from this week with you. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk, so that's the perfect combination for making this podcast. I make my episodes in Dutch and in English, so be sure you pick the right one. Okay, hello. I have no finished objects this week because I'm busy with my cast-on party and all things are growing slowly. I do have a finished object. Maybe you can see it a little bit. Oh no, there it is, the green skirt. I did sew another skirt. I won't tell more about it now. I will do it later when I'm wearing it. I'm not completely happy. Now I don't know, the color is a little bit out of my comfort zone. I did learn some new things and I think it can make me happy every now and then. But I think I love my basics, my bottoms more darker. I prefer bottoms in darker colors. I'm not sure, but I will share all details with you in another episode, but not today. But I do have another outfit completely handmade, which was a surprise, a match in my wardrobe I didn't make before, and I think it's making me very happy. So let's start with the cardigan. I'm wearing my Corran cardigan. That's a pattern by Clow from 2 years ago, 2023. And I knitted it then. It's quite a popular pattern. It's an all over lace cardigan, lovely for spring and summer. I don't wear it as often as I want to, I guess, and that has two reasons. The first reason is the yarn. I knitted it in quite rustic yarn. It is a cotton wool blend, and when I don't know exactly, I think I knitted it in Borgo de Pazzi Clara. It's a cotton thread and there is some rustic wool around, and the rustic wool is the problem because it gets itchy on me when I am warm, and because it's summer and spring I get warm quite quickly. So when I get warm and a little bit sweaty, then I feel the itch. Only then. The rest of the year I can have itchy yarn, rustic yarn, perfectly on my bare skin, no problems, unless I'm feeling too warm. And of course that happens quite often in summer and spring. But for today's temperature, around 18 degrees, a little bit of sun, a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, it's perfect. So I can wear it today. The other reason why I don't wear it as much this year is because it is knitted cropped. I knitted it to wear it on a dress, and I'm in my skirt phase right now. So, and it's definitely too short, too cropped to wear on a skirt. I don't like the look of that. It's always a bit making a choice how long to knit a garment. Sometimes for me it's a little bit it's important to make a choice, because when I make it in between, so I can wear it on a dress and on a skirt, it's not always looking nice. Sometimes it is, but not always. So for this one I did choose to knit it on a dress, and that's perfect. Only I need to wear more dresses, I guess. I'm sorry, I'm a bit struggling with hay fever. So I have tearing eyes, an itchy nose, an itchy throat, and yeah, sniffy nose every now and then. Maybe I look a little bit watery. It is, I think when June is over, the hay fever will be gone. And until then, you see me like this. And maybe every time I say that and then I see myself on screen, you don't see it as much as I think. But yeah, you know, that's how it works. Apparently, I need to say it anyway. I am wearing a dress I made myself too. It is actually quite a busy fabric. It really gives me a little bit of vintage vibe, retro vibes. I bought this fabric last year together with some other fabric. I ordered it online, and this fabric was with a big discount. It was 100% viscose, and I want to try to sew with that. And also it was very cheap. And for me, as a trial and error sewer, I prefer to not spend too much money on the fabric at this point in my knitting, oh no, sorry, in my sewing career. And I know working with good, sustainable fabric is of course the dream of every sewer, I guess. And I know working with good materials can definitely make the process more easy, more successful. That's also how it works with yarn. But still, I make so many mistakes, and I need that trial and error phase. It's very important to let my sewing muscles grow. And I don't have endless money. If I would have, I would order all this expensive fabrics all the time. But I don't have, so it's very... when I am working with cheaper fabric, I feel more free to experiment. So that was definitely with this one, and I was not really happy with the finished dress. So let me show it. It's a Hinterland dress, a pattern by Liberated, and it's very plain. Yeah, I don't love the look of it. It's too much pattern. Maybe when I should have added some buttons. I don't know. And I'm wearing a short-sleeved t-shirt under it right now. I don't really love the look. Also not when I am only wearing a tank top under it. It's just not perfect. And I tried it together with this cardigan, and then I realized, yeah, it's making it a little bit... it tempers the busy fabric pattern a little bit, the brown cardigan. I love everything with brown. And also, I guess, yeah, I don't know, it's a better match. Oh, now you see all the, that's not meant to be seen. Oh, it's very, very messy at my knitting office. Yeah, it's real life. So I made it a little bit longer. I torn the seam. How do you say it? Is it torn? The seam was a little bit shorter, and last year I made all my dresses and skirts shorter, and now I make them back longer again. I get never bored, so I don't know why, it's just how it feels. And I made the skirt quite wide because I could use all the fabric, and viscose is very drapey, so it's okay. But yeah, it's not hard jumping. Although I must confess, today I feel good in this outfit. So together with the cardigan and with a legging under it and my Birkenstocks, I think it's a pretty good Monday outfit. So, it's always nice to find a new combination in your already existing wardrobe. Yeah, the mess, it's very messy at my knitting office. I didn't plan to film here. I was filming downstairs, but I'm not home alone quite often right now, so I only had a short time. And then my neighbor, again, he started to do some things in the house, making a lot of noise, and that's absolutely okay. I have a very nice neighbor, but it's not nice to film. It's a very annoying background sound. So I decided to put all my stuff together and go to my knitting office right now. And of course, he quit making noise. But it's a little bit rushed and a little bit messy. But I already filmed a little bit for you yesterday. I was working on a cardigan, discovered a mistake, and I tried to fix that mistake, and I wanted to bring you with me in that process because I'm talking about my mistakes all the time. So I thought maybe it can be interesting for you. So let's go back to yesterday and I will see you in a minute. Hello! Today it is Sunday, May 25, and I want to share a knitting project which I spent quite some hours on last week until I discovered a mistake. Since then I didn't touch it. My knitting project is waiting very patiently until the moment I will fix the mistake, and I think that moment is now. And I thought it might be interesting to bring you with me because I always tell making mistakes is part of my process. I think making mistakes is a theme for a lot of knitters and crocheters, especially when you are struggling with perfectionism. I definitely was a perfectionist when I started knitting and crochet. I'm a little bit doubting if I still am, because I learned through knitting and crochet that making mistakes really is an important part of my learning process. I need to make mistakes and to fix mistakes, to solve knitting problems and crochet problems, to let my knitting muscles grow, to learn more, to learn new things. Making mistakes is actually essential. So skipping that, what Miss Perfect in me, she wants to skip making mistakes. She doesn't like. But it doesn't make sense, because I need the mistakes to understand what I'm doing, or to think of new solutions, and just it's good for my knitting brain. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm still a perfectionist. For me, it was one of the biggest insights, that making mistakes is not a problem at all. It's actually quite fun to solve them. And of course, when I discover a mistake, I don't think, yay, I would lie if I would say that. No, but quite quickly I can accept a mistake and think, okay, how will we solve this problem? And I think that's quite interesting and challenging, and especially when it works. And this feeling against making mistakes, about making mistakes, really is much more positive than I felt before about making mistakes. And I bring that feeling with me on other parts in my life, and it's really helpful. So today I want to try to bring you with me in the process. So let me show you. Let's start with the beautiful bag my knitting is living in, because it's again a brown flowery bag. It's officially not a project bag, I guess, although it is made by a Dutch project bag maker. Her name is Inge and her company is called Hobbybags. And she's a very talented project bag maker, and she makes all the things: project bags, normal bags, but also knitting needle cases. I have one also gifted. It's all gifted to me, so that's really lovely. A knitting needle case in the same fabric, and really practical. It's downstairs, so I can't show it, but I really recommend it to store your needles. And this one is a very lovely gift. It actually had a longer, how do you call this? Straps? Shoulder strap? I guess. And it actually had a longer one, and she even personalized it, especially for the Knit to Purl to festival. I removed it for now, but I really love it when a bag is so over my arm. Oh, I love the fabric and the dark brown. It's really lovely. So my knitting is living in this beautiful bag. It has a zipper. I am making the ginger cardigan, and I have to pick my pattern. I dropped it on the floor to check the information, because it's a new to me designer. The ginger cardigan is a pattern by Céline Messina, and she made it for the Mlle Pétronille brand. I don't know that brand, but I think it's from France. It's a French brand. The pattern is in English and also available in French, I guess. But it's a lovely fingering weight cardigan. It's a raglan cardigan, top down, with a V-shaped neckline and a lovely, very simply stitched pattern on the front panels. And it gives me a little bit of a romantic look. I don't know. It's really a lightweight summer cardigan, and yeah, I bought it last year, and I actually planned to knit it with another yarn, but I decided to use this yarn for it. This is a beautiful blend of wool and linen from Farm Lovers. It's 70% wool and 30% Belgian linen, and I bought it at the Breda, my last visited knitting event in the Netherlands. So it's undyed and fingering weight. They also had, I bought it at Knitted Clouds. I will link them down below. They also sell the DK weight, but I bought the fingering weight, and I must confess it knits lovely. The fabric is feeling very light and soft. I can't wait to wear this cardigan, so I'm really happy with the yarn. Ooh, my needle stopper is in my bag. That's not a good sign. Let's see if we have some dropped stitch. So stitches. Maybe we have more mistakes right now. A knitting accident. Okay, let's put the stitches back on the needle. As soon as I saw my mistake, I stopped. I didn't even knit the needle, the row out. So I'm in the middle of a row, but I still can show you my work. Okay. Let me see. I'm in the middle of a row at the back, but this is the cardigan. Let me put the camera a little bit lower. That's easier to show. It's quite light. It's undyed, and I think it's really a lovely color for summer. I'm at the back. You are knitting top down, back and forth, and as you can see, there is a little easy peasy stitch pattern at the front panels. And there's my mistake. There is my mistake. The pattern has a chart for the front panels and how to knit the stitch pattern and when to knit the stitch pattern, but there's one chart and the front panels are not the same, but you use the same chart for the front panels, and it's very well described how to do it. But still I messed up some things and I didn't understand, and that's absolutely my own fault and not the pattern's fault. I just didn't get it right, and I can't explain more detailed what I did wrong, because then I would give away too much information of the pattern, and it's a paid for pattern, so I won't do that. Yeah, it's actually very well described how to avoid what I did. But making mistakes is needed for me, so I did. Yeah, so what I will do, normally I would rip out my whole cardigan and start over again. That was what the beginner knitter Sarah would do. Just a fresh start without mistakes, because we don't like mistakes. But I learned that you can also fix a mistake without starting over again. I didn't use lifelines, and I just want to do some local dropped stitches. So what I want to do is mark the stitches I need to reknit, and then drop those stitches and try to solve it with a crochet needle if I can pick them up in the right order, and this stitch pattern will be to the left, so it's at the right place. When I do that, it's always very important to focus on every stitch, because it looks quite dramatic, all the dropped stitches, and it can be very overwhelming what to do with every stitch, what to do with every stitch. But focusing and zooming in on every stitch and making very small steps can solve the problem. And for me, it's always important before I do that to ask myself the question, what's the worst thing that can happen? That it doesn't work, and it's a big drama, and that I need to frog, now not a whole cardigan, but I need to rip out quite some rows and knit them again. So if that's the worst thing that can happen, I'm okay with that, and we will do that. But before, I will try to do it my way, and I will try to film it. It's a little bit, every time I film my knitting, I notice that I also am focusing on the filming, and I'm not good in doing two things at the same time, and I need all my focus for fixing the mistake. So I'm not sure if it will be a good plan to film it, but I will try, and I definitely will come back to you to show you if it worked or not. So wish me good luck, and I will see you in a moment. Okay, I solved my problem, I fixed my mistake. I'm not completely happy yet because some things were quite visible. When you drop some stitches and pick them up again the right way, there's always something happening with your tension. Some stitches are a little bit looser than they are supposed to be, some are a little bit tighter than they are supposed to be. I think they are frightened. What happened? What happened? They were all settled down next together, having a good time with their neighbors, and suddenly their neighbors dropped a few rows and then they are picked up, and there's a lot of stress in my knitting at the moment. So I thought it might be a good idea to zoom out, because you're very focused on your knitting, and to zoom out and watch it from a certain distance. And let the yarn give some time. I want to give the yarn some time to relax again. I am knitting on DPN, so I want to do a quick fit, and my cable is too short to do it. So I did remove one of my DPNs, and I fixed a cable on it, an extra long cable. It's my fitting garment cable. I actually never use it for knitting, but I have this little cable connector. I don't know if you can see it, but it's very tiny, and with that cable connector, it's the come on. It's the the middle hole. That's the cable connector. Oh, go away with my head. And with the cable connector you can connect two cables, and I have a stitch marker at the end, so my stitches won't drop, and then I have enough room to fit a garment. So this is this is knitted back and forth, so it's not in the round, but it's a raglan, and now I can put it over my shoulders and see how it will be. I think this garment will be very cute, but of course we are curious how the mistake is solved. And the mistake was at this part. Yeah, I think it's okay. The stitches in this area, this was the mistake, the stitches in this area are still quite messy, and I did try to influence the tension a bit at the back. You can see it's a little bit messy. It's more messy than the other side, I think. So it's a little bit messy. And I did try to influence the tension at the back side by picking one strand, one leg of a stitch, and yeah, divide the tension a little bit more even. But at some point I was just moving the problem instead of solving it. Okay. So there we are again. So I thought maybe it's a good time now to just stop playing with the tension, just give the yarn some time, the stitches some time to resettle, and maybe blocking will solve the problem. It is still visible, and the question is, what is annoying me more? The loose and messy stitches or the mistake? And I think the mistake was bothering me more. So I think I did a good job, but I'm not quite sure yet. I didn't check the mirror. I can't see, I have a little screen where I can see myself, but it's too small to really have an opinion about my knitting. So yeah, I will check the mirror, and I will keep on knitting. I definitely will not go back again. I think it's good. I think I'm happy, but my heart is not jumping yet, so it needs a little bit more time. So I hope it will be in the end. It is jumping a little bit because I'm really looking forward to pick up this project again. So I will do some knitting right now. I think we are okay. I am knitting the Maema cardigan. It's a pattern by Nodecker. I think she's from Canada, I'm not quite sure. I knitted a Maema cardigan many years ago, and it is absolutely my favorite summer cardigan. It's an open fronted cardigan, a raglan shape, top down, and it has a brioche stitch. I think it's called half brioche, but I'm not sure. It was my first time knitting brioche. The knitting of brioche is not very hard. Fixing mistakes in brioche and pronouncing the word correctly, those things are really hard to me. But I love this cardigan, and it has worn out, so it needs to be replaced. And I thought, let's make a brown one. But when I was starting this cardigan, I had my doubts about the combination of all the different shades of brown together with the brioche pattern. I started over 3 times. I don't swatch, I just start over again. And with a raglan that's not really a problem because you start small anyway. This was my first try, and this is the original pattern. You knit brioche panels, the front panels and the back panel. It are actually not really panels. The front and the back are brioche, and the sleeves are just straight stockinette. I was knitting this. I did use a lifeline because I thought when I make a mistake I can go back to the lifeline when I cannot fix it. That was very clever. I didn't need it, but it just looked too messy. I didn't like it. It was just a small part, but I didn't like it. I didn't feel the sparkle. Hoo-hoo! When you are knitting, oh, this is looking good. I was not feeling it. Then I tried another structure stitch, a little bit more easy, the moss stitch, I guess, or the seed stitch. I don't know. In Dutch we call it gerstekorrel. Knit one, purl one, and the other row the other way around. Knit the pearls and purl the knits. But still, I thought it was too messy. So then I decided, apparently the color is just enough for this cardigan, so it can be a plain cardigan. Just stockinette all over. And I'm very happy with that. It's a little bit more boring to knit, but yeah, I just love it. I just love the look of the color. It's making me happy. I did change the raglan increases. I think the original pattern uses knit fronts and backs, but I replaced that for a yarn over just because I was bored after starting over 3 times again. I thought, let me change one thing. Oh, the yarn is in my hair. My work is on a small cable. I prefer to have my knitting on a small cable, so the stitches are nice and close together. And not stretched out, but I can't really show you how it will be. Oh, an interesting thing is, it's not a V-shaped raglan, it's straight. It's an open fronted cardigan. I'm quite sure there are no buttons in the pattern. I didn't do that in my first one, and I think it's also not part of the pattern, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think it's meant as an open fronted cardigan and not as a V-shaped cardigan. So there are no increases at the front part. Just straight down, and yeah, really easy, and love that. And that makes it perfect as a summer woolly layer. So yeah, really lovely. I have my work on. I only have Chowgu needles, and this is the lighter cable, the cable you can see through. It comes with the bamboo needle set, and I absolutely prefer the red cables. I think the transition from cable to needle is not so smooth as with the red ones, and the combination with the merino yarn, every time I think that my needle is how do you say it? That my needle needs to be twisted, but that's not the case. It's just a transition, and I don't like that. So I think I need to invest in some new cables. I never do that because I think I have things that can also work, but just I think the 35 centimeter and the 55 centimeter cables are sizes I really use a lot. So I think I just should buy a few extra. Why struggle on things you don't like? Yeah, that's quite typical. You know you don't like it, but you don't want to buy new. Why not? Yeah. So I don't like these cables. I don't understand. They are, you can twist them all around, but it's not necessary for me. So, lovely cardigan. It's really an easy knit. The original pattern has quite wide sleeves, but there's also a description how to make smaller sleeves, and I did that for the first one, and I definitely will do that right now with this one too. I don't mind a little bit wider sleeves, but not too wide. It's just not my style. And yeah, it's just an easy knit. It's not a quick knit because it's on fingering weight. There is a DK weight pattern from this cardigan, of this cardigan too. But yeah, I just will knit. It's an easy knit to pick up and knit some rows when you are watching television or having a conversation. So I hope it will grow quite quickly, although it is made with thinner yarn, so I can wear it because I really am looking forward to wearing this color cardigan. Okay, another raglan cardigan, which is crochet, is also flying off my needles. Or not also, it is flying off my needles, and that's just because crocheting the granny stitch, I think it's part of me. I think I can crochet granny stitch when I'm sleeping still. That would be a good idea. Just sleep and in the morning you finish the cardigan. I can try. And this one I can fit because I already separated the sleeves. It's a pattern, it's the Lowrider cardigan. It's a pattern by Claudine Powell from the Iron Lamp, and it's not my first pattern of her. I really love the raglan look, and I think I need to go a little bit to the back so you can see it. This is a V-shaped pattern. There are increases also at the front. That's the difference with the other one. This one does touch in the front, and yeah, the raglan in crochet is a little bit less visible than in knitting, but it's still looking very nice and I just love it. So I'm very happy with the size. I actually picked one size bigger than I normally do, but I'm happy I did because it's not feeling as if it's too big. Absolutely not. I'm at the point that I just need to crochet back and forth for the body. It's all straight, nothing special needs to happen. There were some increases at several spots on this cardigan, so I needed some attention for that, but now it's just mindless crocheting. And then I need to crochet the sleeves. There will be some increases, and I will pick up stitches for the button band, and I will do that knitting. The pattern actually is a 100% crochet pattern, but I love to combine my granny stitch with the knit to purl to ribbing. That's absolutely my two biggest loves together in one garment. Yeah, that's really hard jumping to me, so I will do that. The Lowrider jumper also has the option for granny squares at the body, and although I really love the look of that, I won't do that with this one. I just want a plain green one, a basic item, again as in my summer wardrobe, because the granny stitch is so open. It's the perfect summer garment. It is very airy, and yeah, I just love it, and I absolutely see myself crocheting another one with the granny squares because I love the look of that one too, but then it's not basic anymore. When you have a plain green cardigan, it can match with every other item in your wardrobe, and with the granny squares then it can be too busy. So yeah, really loving this pattern. I love the raglan. I just think knitting or crocheting a raglan is really fun. You knit or crochet a few stitches, then you have an increase, then a few stitches, another increase, and then you increase at 4 points and sometimes at 6 when you are making a V-shaped neckline. And it's just, I don't know, it feels as a balanced knitting, never boring, not endless rows, always an interruption of increases, although the increases are not very exciting, but still, you don't have to knit only or to purl only, just there is happening something every now and then. So really enjoying all those raglan cardigans. I'm very curious, maybe we can organize a game. I don't know how competitive my projects are, but ooh, different color schemes. Still some nuts. I'm sorry. don't eat nuts before you film a podcast. It's my free advice. Yeah, I think this one will win because this is the thickest yarn and the most easiest stitch pattern. And I think this one will be finished second and this one third, but it will be exciting. I don't know. I want them all. Okay, I quit talking. I will go knitting and crocheting. Last week I had a lovely meeting in my local yarn shop with a German knitter. I received a message from Iris from Germany a few weeks ago, and she told me she would spend her holiday together with her husband in the Netherlands, in Breda, the town where I live, and she asked me if we could meet. So we did in the yarn shop. Geraldine was so nice to welcome us. She made us some tea and we had a lovely chat. We did laugh and we spent some, I think 1 or 2 hours together chatting about knitting and needles and yarn and all the things. So it was really a good time. It's always lovely to connect with other knitters, and one of my desires, one of my reasons making a knitting podcast in English too was to connect with knitters worldwide. So this was a connection with a German knitter. Iris really gave me a heart jumping present. She made me something. I can add another flowery project bag to my flower project bag collection. She made it herself. A lovely fabric, a lovely size. It has a label and she even made it in Dutch. Natuurlijk Iris, naturally Iris. In German it is natuurlijk Iris. And the project bag was not empty. It has baby in it. A little tiny note bag. Do you call it like that? For project stitch markers or all kind of small things you need in your project bag. And she also made some lovely stitch markers, handmade in colors I really like. Heart jumping knitted hearts, really special. Yeah. And there was also a sock pattern in German, a free sock pattern, and I have no idea if I know that the German word for knitting is strikken. In Dutch we say breien. Strikken, breien, knitting, all different words. And yeah, I'm very curious if I could make a sock out of this pattern. I didn't take a look, but I will do that. So that was really heart jumping. Oh, there was something else, a lovely little mini skein of the most beautiful brown yarn. I will add this in my memory blanket as a special memory to a very nice morning in the yarn shop. So yeah, thank you liebe Iris for the lovely hour we spent. And I think you are already at home, or maybe you will go home today, so have a good journey. I hope you enjoyed your holiday in the Netherlands. Yeah. Okay, I have one other thing to share. Oh, I have 2 other presents. I almost forgot. I have 2 other presents because when I was in the yarn shop, I got a present from Geraldine, the shop owner, or actually it was not from her, another knitter from Belgium, who's also called Sarah, did leave a little present for me, and this is a candle with a lovely smell and some gemstones in it. These are rose quartz. Is that the English way of saying it? In Dutch we say rozenkwarts. Rose quartz gemstones in it, so when the candle is all burned you have a nice memory left. So that was a heart jumping moment, a surprise for me. Someone left a little gift for me in the shop. And also I received a gift from Geraldine herself. She does sell these collection. It's from The Powerful Lady. That was really lovely. It is from a Dutch company, Dutch local company which is called Pottie Pot. 2 ladies, and they make all the lovely soaps. It is in a lovely box, and again with a gemstone. This is a moonstone, so when your soap is all used up you have the lovely gemstone left. And I really love that idea, and the smell is delicious. So it's such a nice idea to sell that too in a yarn shop. And of course the gift box is perfectly, and the message is nice. A powerful lady, and there are some words under. Insight, cherish, and peace. Yeah, that's lovely. So lovely idea. And really heart jumping to receive so many gifts. I don't need gifts, I have enough, but it's always very nice and special and heart jumping and heartwarming that people want to give me something. So thank you for that. And yeah, I have one other thing to share, but I have to pick something. Last thing I want to share is about a make-along I want to participate in June. I'm not really sure if it's interesting for you because it is in Dutch, and that can be a problem when you are not a Dutch speaker and you don't understand Dutch, and Dutch is quite a challenging language, I guess. Yeah, but I want to share it anyway because I think it's very inspiring, and maybe you can participate anyway. We have translations apps, and so maybe it will work. But now let me start with explaining what I will do. One of my knitting friends, Lonneke, is organizing a make-along, and I think you know what a make-along is, but if not, I will explain it quite short. A make-along is you work together, for example, on the same pattern, knitting or crochet or sewing or whatever, but it can also be organized around a specific theme. So you have blanket make-alongs or sock make-alongs or whatever. Season make-alongs, specific yarn make-alongs, all the different make-alongs, and together with a group of people you work on the same moment at the same make-along, and you feel the connection and the inspiration, and quite often there's a hashtag you can check on social media, so there's even more inspiration, and that can be very lovely. And one of my knitting friends, Lonneke, is organizing a very special make-along. It's called the Flutter make-along, and flutteren, it's fluttering in English, I guess. Let me start with a little introduction. Lonneke, her job, she is working in elderly care, I think you say it like that in English, and her job is she has a lot of tasks in her job, but one of her tasks is organizing celebrations around specific themes or seasons or festivities for the elder people who lives in their care, but also for their families and for her colleagues. And she makes these celebrations with some creative things to do, some poems, some inspirations, some lovely words, some music. She makes the most beautiful things to feel the connection between people, and yeah, that's really inspiring. And 1 year ago, I guess, she started to try to organize something like that on the crafty with a crafty team for knitters and crocheters in the Netherlands. So she organizes these moments around your knitting or crochet, where she gives you some lovely words, some inspiration around a specific theme or around a specific season. She reads some poems, she picks some music, she gives you a creative task to do, something to make, and together there is a conversation. It's really inspiring, and it's really lovely to create to combine your love for knitting or crochet together with some musing and connecting with other people. I really love doing that. So, oh, my phone. Not important. Unknown number. So that's really something I love to do, and she's doing that offline, in real life, organize lovely days, but also online. She has some activities. She has an Instagram account where you can follow her for all the inspiration, but it is all in Dutch. But maybe if you ask her, she will do it in English too. She doesn't know I say this now in my English podcast. I don't know if she wants that, but who knows? But her flutter make-along, she was inspired by making... Oh, what's the word? In Dutch we call it vlinders. I know the French word, papillon. What is it in English? I know it. Butterfly. She was making butterflies for her little girl, and she was inspired by the fluttering of butterflies, and she thought, oh, your thoughts can flutter when you are crocheting a butterfly. And she will organize a make-along around the theme fluttering. She will give you a question every day as a push for your thoughts. With that question you can make something small, for example a butterfly, but it can also be a flower or a garland or whatever, but a small tiny thing, and you will make it, and while you are making it your thoughts can flutter. And it may sound a little bit weird, but it's a moment for yourself where you are very conscious with yourself, with some knitting or crochet in your hands, and just let it happen in your head and be aware of what your thoughts are thinking. And with her questions, which are inspiration for your thoughts, you have a little moment every day in June where it can happen. I don't know if it sounds a little bit vague. For me it's very clear, and I really love doing this, so I definitely will participate. But I don't know if I explain it well, and she does explain it all, but in Dutch. But really, you can use the Translate app to try if you can check. When you make screenshots and you put it in your Translate app, then you might understand quite much, and maybe it is something for you too. So I wanted to share it in my English podcast too. But I'm filling a little basket for the flutter make-along. I won't make butterflies. I will make little flowers, a little flower garland. I made a kind of, not really a pattern, I'm not a designer, but I did write a flower pattern many years ago on my blog. It's also in Dutch. I will link it down below, but again, you can translate it. It's a crochet pattern, and I really want to make a flower every day in June, and then I will connect them, I guess, as a big a long flower garland. The flowers will be tiny, but a long flower garland. And I think it's very special to catch your fluttery thoughts in a crochet project, which you see growing. And yeah, I think it will be very special. I'm not quite sure how I will do it. I know which flowers I want to crochet, but I have different options. I can make the same flowers. I think I really feel a sparkle with that. It is maybe a little bit more boring, but all the white flowers, in Dutch we call them madeliefjes. They have an English name too. And by making it in the same color every day, daisies, of course, I know that. Daisies, a little daisy garland. I can also make them in brown. I can also make them in white and brown. I can also make them in all the colors. So I haven't decided yet what to do. By just making the same every day, I can focus on my fluttery thoughts. I won't be distracted by all the colors. But on the other side, colors can also catch the fluttery thoughts. So I don't know. Maybe I will know on June 1st. But I think it's very inspiring to have a little moment. June is quite a busy month. Because it's the month before holidays and all the things are happening. It's a very social month. I don't know if that's worldwide, but it's spring, the season. It is. The days are very long. The evenings, it gets dark very late. So there's always a lot of energy in the air in June. And it is a lovely time of the year, but also busy and a sparkly time. And just have a little small moment, only 15 minutes a day, to sit with your own fluttery thoughts and with some knitting or crochet in your hands can be very peaceful. And I am very curious how it will feel after the 30 days of June. I once had a walking challenge for myself in June. It's many years ago. We didn't have Bobby, our dog, by then, but I did walk walk. It was only a small, it was actually an eclipse, the shape of the walk in the park, and it was only 10 minutes or maybe 15 minutes a day. And I did do that every day in June, and doing something 30 days in a row, it moves something inside you. So I'm very curious what 30 days of fluttering thoughts and crocheting flowers will bring me. Fluttering flowers! I do a fluttering flower! Yeah, so I will link Lonneke's Instagram down below. And again, it is in Dutch. You can ask her if she wants to do it in English, but you can also try to translate it yourself if you are interested. And please let me know if you are interested, if you will flutter with me. I will keep you updated about my fluttering flowers. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a while since I participated on a knit along, crochet along, or a make along. I haven't done that in quite a while, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the connection and the inspiration it will bring. Okay, that was it for today. I hope you will have a lovely week filled with a lot of heart jumping moments. If you can't find them, create them, because we need them. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye. Yeah, they have a lot of needles. It is, yeah. Yeah, but if you want to invest in good needles, this set is there is the same as Chow. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh ja. Het is jammer dat ik het niet wist, omdat ik mijn bamboenhouders en de books. De books die zijn super hard. Ik heb nou natuurlijk de webshop is online. Oh, en dan word ik 's ochtends wakker en I will look. Niet hard, weet je wel.
Ja.
Maar nou...
Beautiful.
You can film too if you want to, but I don't love posing for the camera.
Nee, dat ben ik ook wel zo goed in.
So it has to be a little bit informal. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we are. It's okay. We build a tower. I do that all the time at home. Don't touch the table. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.